How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. Today is a good day to be an investor. Tesla is up 7% after being up 11% yesterday. It's up 70% in the last 3 or 4 weeks, going from a low of about $101 now up to $174. Cryptos are moving up, with Bitcoin just pushing against where it's been over the last week, just continuously tapping the glass, getting ready to break through, it looks like. A lot of other cryptos also have been racing up over the last few days. We have some news of Amazon possibly getting into crypto and starting an NFT initiative. Solana unveiling something new, and possible regulation and some research coming from the US on cryptocurrency. And this is coming, looks like, in the next few months. Sounds like they're actually going to be pushing some different cryptos. So we're going to talk about all that and give a word of caution. So if you don't mind, hit subscribe underneath the video. I do want to thank BixBit, which we'll talk more about later in the video. If you want to skip around, you can always do that. I'll put some timestamps underneath the video, but I would highly suggest staying through to the end. Now, the inflation rate came in again today for the PCE, and it had a 15-month low. So what exactly happened? The cost of U.S. goods and services rose a scant 0.1% in December, and yet another sign inflation is cooling off. Obviously, CPI last month came in quite low too. The annual increase in prices slowed to 5% in December from 5.5% in the prior month and a 40-year high of 7% last summer. This is the smallest increase in 15 months, though we still are well above the 2% annual inflation rate that we had pre-pandemic. The increase in the core rate of inflation in the past 12 months decelerated to 4.4% from 4.7%. This was what analysts expected. As you can see here, inflation continues to come down. Now, we do have the Fed FOMC meeting next week. They might talk down this market a little bit, sound a little bit more hawkish than people expect, which is exactly what they've done over the last few meetings. Whenever anyone gets too excited about inflation coming down, they basically say, this is what we expected, this is what we want, but it does not mean that we're going to waver in what we've said in the past. But right now, the market's not taking it that way. You can see a lot of green in the market, whether it's in crypto, with Bitcoin up 0.7%. Not a huge move, but it's pushing right up against where it's been over the last couple weeks. A lot of other cryptos like Polygon up significantly, up $1.16, up to $1.16. And I've been talking about that one and Phantom. Those are two of my positions outside of Bitcoin and Ethereum that I hold. They're looking good. BTC token moving up, Theta Network. And it's not just cryptos either. The stock market is rallying a bit as well, with Tesla really leading the way. This is an hour chart here. You can see a big move from 166 up to about 174 over the last hour. If we look over the last few days too, we've had a great move. Just about a week ago, we were sitting around 135, and now we're up at 175. So just shows you how quickly Tesla can move. Now, 3 months ago, I did say that I thought Tesla would be higher than it is right now. I said on October 20 that I thought that the short sellers would be feeling a lot of heat right now after the next earnings report, because I was expecting Tesla to have a record quarter, and they did. But I guessed, or I bet, that it would be above 205. And if you remember what I bet, it's something pretty big. Let me know in the comment section. There's a video coming out this weekend about that, and it was painful. It was a very painful video, so be on the lookout for that. Hopefully you don't unsubscribe when you see that video, because it is pretty rough. Now, Bitcoin is also looking good. We're right around 23,150. You can see we've been slowly moving up. So we've stayed in this range from about 23,300 down to about 22,300, just in this $1,000 range. Now we have busted above it, but then we fell back down. But you can see the general trend is up. About a week ago, we were sitting right around the high to mid 22,000s. Now we're really sitting around the low 23,000s pretty consistently. Of course, we do break down below it, getting some liquidations there, but overall, it looks pretty good for crypto. It seems like we're winding up for the next move, and of course, this is dependent on the FOMC, but we have had some good data, I think, this week. Now, I do want to take a second to thank BixBit. Now, before we go any further, I want to thank today's sponsor of the channel, BixBit. I'll leave links to it underneath the video, but basically what they're trying to do is help improve mining in a variety of ways. First of all, they say that they can improve performance by 20 to 40%. So how do they do this exactly? Well, first of all, they take out the fans. That sounds kind of crazy because a lot of people think that you might overheat your miner, but there are other companies that do this as well. It does work if you do it in the right way. So what they do is they then put the miner in a BixBit cell, and then they run coolant through it. Then they put this in a BixBit rack, and then even if you have enough of these, you can put it in a BixBit containers. Depending on how many machines you have, you can do different things with it. Now you can also register the BixBit AMS, or automated monitoring system, where you will be able to see the statuses of all your miners and receive notifications of important events. They're also running a bug bounty program right now, so they'll give you some crypto if you want to try this out. Basically, what they're trying to do is just improve products here. So your role is to try the monitoring system and submit a detailed review. They're giving out 250, 150, and then 100 USDT. And if you want to get some extra points towards that reward, you can complete some of these quests, including leaving a video review, a registered referral, Twitter review with a hashtag bug bounty BixBit hashtag, or referral for someone who leaves a review. The top 3 point leaders will be able to get some of this reward. So again, thanks to BixBit, definitely join their bug bounty program underneath the video, and I'll leave links to some of their socials as well. Of course, always do your own research. Now, part of the reason that crypto might be looking so good is because the overall market's looking good as well. We had seen this massive downtrend for months and months and months, actually over a year on the SP 500, and we've just broken above it once, but now we've actually, looks like we turned it into support a bit. You can see we fell below it, but then bounced right above it here, and now we're well above it. I mean, about $70 above this line of resistance that we had seen. So hopefully we can continue to trend above 4,000, continue to move up, but I think it will be, again, dependent on some macro, and we'll have to see over the coming weeks if we can really turn this into support, and if it shows as support, and maybe we don't even go back down and touch it. Maybe we just continue moving up. That would be nice to see. As you can see, we did have some resistance as well around 4,100 or 4,120, depending on where you look here, back here and here. So hopefully we can bust through that as well, maybe next week. Now, one thing that I said to my Patreon members earlier this week, I actually made a video on it, was I really want to buy some more Ethereum, but I'm cautious right now for a variety of reasons. And I really do like Ethereum. I want to buy more of it, but I think dominance is going to go up for Bitcoin. And as you can see, I made the video right around here saying that I think we might break down below this trend line that we had seen, and we had previously had it as resistance, and we kind of flipped it for just a couple weeks, but now we're right back below it. This is an ETH Bitcoin chart, in case you didn't know. So ETH versus Bitcoin is falling down in value. Now, some cryptos are doing well, like Polygon and Phantom, and they're bucking the trend. They're moving up against Bitcoin. But I really am waiting on buying more alts. Of course, there are going to be some that run, and they're going to try to induce FOMO. But you don't want to be caught on the wrong side of that, buying too late, or buying alts in a time where Bitcoin dominance is going up. And Bitcoin dominance, depending on what chart you're looking at, might continue to go up because of stablecoins kind of being drained, or just the whole crypto market going up and then stablecoins staying the same. But I do think even against, or even excluding stablecoins, I think Bitcoin dominance will go up, whether we go up or down. And that might not necessarily be the case over any short period of time, but I think over the coming months, that will probably be the case. And if you do want me to let you know when I buy Ethereum, let me know in the comment section. I'll probably make a video on it. Right now, we do have to be a little bit careful. So as I said, everything is looking better, at least in terms of price action, but we need to be careful that we don't buy into the FOMO. Now, I realize that over long term, Bitcoin's still at a great buying in price, and I've been clear about that in videos. I still think that there's going to be a massive run over the next year or year and a half, and I think buying now makes sense. But short term, we do seem a little bit overbought. I mean, we made a huge move in the last month. We're up 50% or something like that on Bitcoin. Tesla's up 70%. So I'm being a little bit careful. I'm still dollar cost averaging into Tesla, but on Bitcoin, I have been just a little bit conservative. I am storing up some cash so that way I can buy some altcoins at some point in the future. But you can see we're actually getting to greed on the fear and greed index. Again, long term, I still think it's a great buy, but short term, we might have some pullbacks. And to be clear too, we've over the last few days been not in greed, but just in, if we go here, in neutral. And we had actually a slightly higher price than we're at now. So the price isn't the only thing that matters on the fear and greed index. Just a few days of being at a certain level can also bring down the index as well. Now we do have a big options expiration, as I said in my video yesterday, so be ready for some volatility as well. We had about 1.5 billion worth of options expiring here today, so just be careful out there. We also have the overall stock market also in greed as well, and kind of on the farther side of greed at a 69. One more indicator that the Fed might try to talk down the market next week. But there's still a lot to be excited about. We do have some news. This is from Blockworks. Amazon NFT initiative coming soon. This is coming from a couple different insiders, or a couple different sources familiar on the matter. Apparently, they're launching a digital assets enterprise, and said that an NFT initiative is expected in the spring. Amazon has been shopping the digital collectibles effort to no shortage of power players in the industry. Said to be among those entities are Layer 1 blockchains, blockchain-based gaming startups and developers, and digital asset exchanges. There's a focus on blockchain gaming and related NFT applications. For one example in the works, per one source, getting Amazon customers to play crypto games and claim free NFTs in the process. Now, they have been clear in the past, too, that they're open to having NFTs and they're open to taking crypto as well for payment, but they haven't really made a huge effort in it recently, and it makes sense, right? No companies really want to delve too deep into crypto in a bear market because there's just a negative sentiment. I mean, for you and me watching this video or being in crypto, we realize that this is the best time to be buying, but for most people, for the layman or for the average Joe down the street, they're thinking now is a really bad time to be in crypto because there's everything that's blowing up, and they don't think, okay, well, that's the time to be buying. So a lot of big companies probably just being a little bit more careful about announcing too much with crypto right now. But once we get into a bull run, or even as we're starting to move up now, I think some companies want to at least lay the groundwork. And we've also seen so many big companies going with Polygon recently. I wouldn't be surprised if Polygon comes out as a winner of whatever kind of initiative that they're proposing right now. I mean, Polygon's helping Starbucks, Nike, a bunch of different companies, Disney. So we might have a huge announcement from Polygon. Another reason to be looking at Polygon. Now, I'm not trying to get you too excited and buy into FOMO. We could see a drop and Polygon could go right back down to $1, but it is something to pay attention to. That is why, one of the reasons why Polygon is one of the few cryptos I'm still holding onto right now. Now, overall, my crypto bag's just been getting larger and larger, but I've been really dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin, as I've said a lot recently. We also got some news from Solana. Attention mobile developers, the Solana dApp store is now open for app submissions. Submit early in preparation for the upcoming launch of Sega. Now, Solana has had a lot of problems recently. It seems like they want to dump a lot of money into this, creating a phone and an app network. I'm not sure this is the greatest thing for them. I'm not sure if they really need it, but I think they're trying to create real world utility. It is going to be hard, though, going from software, I think, and code to hardware. I think that's a hard transition for a lot of companies, but if they can do it successfully, it could be big for them. Then the last thing I want to discuss, Biden administration to unveil priorities for crypto research and development in coming months. Now, what I found really interesting about this is not just that they're going to unveil some kind of regulation. They sound like they're unveiling what they want to research and develop. Pretty big here. We just continuously hear about regulations, but sounds like they're actually going to be piling some money into research and development into cryptocurrencies. But I would be careful about this because, in my opinion, it's probably some CBDC. We've seen that from a couple different countries. They basically want to control you even more, give you the opinion that they're controlling you less by allowing you to use crypto or a stablecoin, but it's really going to be closely monitored by the government. So I'd be careful about this. I think, though, overall, it probably is good that countries are starting to regulate and starting to look into this, understand it better, but I would just be careful about using whatever CBDCs they push out. Let me know your thoughts on all this underneath the video. Overall, seems like it's shaping up to be a good day in the market, but I'm going to give this to you nice and early in the day so you can enjoy your Friday night. Be on the lookout for a couple big videos over the weekend, including actually freezing crypto like literally freezing in a block of ice, crypto cold storage. And we're also going to show you what I have to do to make up for my mistake in Tesla. And believe me, I'm still a very big bull on Tesla, but short term, I made a bet and it's time to pay the piper. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.